I think it actually should have been the co-main event, if I'm being honest. I mean,
like I said, you have the 13th
Tsarukyan. Yeah, I mean,
guy.
he's the only other ranked guy on the whole card.
On the whole card, another fair point, which, rankings aren't everything, but I think in this case, he's a 13th ranked guy in the debatably the hardest division.
Also, he's so entertaining to watch. Like, his style is ferocious.
Yeah, no, he's dope. I honestly forgot about him. I think my hate for Edmund Shabazian bled into a little confusion with me that I didn't like Arman Tsarukyan. But no, Tsarukyan's fucking awesome. We got stuck. We both thought this fight should have been the co-main. I mean, we got, like I said, the only other ranked fighter outside of the main event on the card. We got Arman Tsarukyan, minus 260, the 13th ranked lightweight, fighting Joel Alvarez, plus 210, who he's been on a tear. I wasn't quite aware on how much of a tear Joel Alvarez had been on, but he was on a pretty nice little win streak. I think 4 in a row, or something like that.
Yeah, Joel Alvarez has been tearing it up. The Spaniard, looking great. Crazy frame for the division as well.
Yeah. Big guy. How tall was he? Did you write it down?
I believe 6'3".
Yeah, I mean, these lightweights, Jesus Christ.
Some guys are weird shapes. I think he probably is one of these guys where we're going to say better off a welterweight if he can put the muscle on.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think he is.
But I mean, so he's 155 Joel Alvarez plus 210. He's fighting the 13th ranked fighter Arman Tsarukyan minus 260. Now, Tsarukyan, I'm super high on. Him and Fiziev, I kind of hold in the same aspect. That might sound crazy to you coming into this fight.
No, it doesn't.
But I think after, it's proven.
I'll raise you one. Tsarukyan's way more well-rounded than Fiziev. I mean, Fiziev is a striker, by trade. He made money as a professional striker.
I remember having notes on Tsarukyan's debut fight and saying this guy's going to be a problem in 155. I remember saying that in his debut fight. I have it written in notes. So from that, I can't discount that and act like I'm low or on the hype train when he's only built on it. You know what I mean? So coming into this fight, I'm high on the hype train.
I'm late to the hype train, but I got my ticket. I got my seat. All aboard.
Yeah, right. Hop on, because this dude's a monster.
And speaking of, I mean, I scored round 1 a 10-8 for Tsarukyan, man. He was on top for 4 minutes, and he wasn't a snoozer at all. He was dropping the deadliest bows. So much blood, cuts. I mean, multiple cuts. I think a broken nose.
The double cuts on the nose were insane. The elbows he was landing were insane. Now,
one of the bloodier, nastier, gorier fights I've watched. It was so gnarly. 10-8.
Oddly enough, though, I thought I agree with that so much, but for some reason I gave it 10-9 because Alvarez fought back so much from his back and put up such a good fight on his feet prior to. Yeah, and he was throwing up a lot of good sub attempts. So all that considered, I gave it 10-9. Now, yeah, great point. Yeah, he got him literally to the point where blood was in his eyes, where he couldn't even see.
Yeah, that fight. I'm on it. I thought we were going to see. At first, I thought we were going to see.
I thought the doctor could have stopped this one. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I think at the end of the first round of this, the doctor could have stopped it. Because
really should have stopped it though. Before we get to doctors and reps, his corner should have stopped it. His corner should have stopped it. They didn't do him any favors.
It wasn't even close. Tsarukyan was doing whatever he wanted at any point past the first 90 seconds. Once he had the patterns figured out and how Alvarez was trying to fight, it was over.
Yep. It was so gnarly. I was honestly kind of wanting him to stop it. Usually 9 times out of 10, I'm kind of salty about a doctor stoppage or feel robbed or, something like that. But I was kind of hoping for one, I was oh, well, because it wasn't to the point where the ref, to your point, Alvarez was fighting back. That's what made the ref couldn't stop it because Alvarez.
Right. It wasn't on the ref. I think Tyone did. As soon as it got to the point where he could stop it, Tyone was stop it. He literally jumped in as soon as he could.
And I'm pretty, a lot of fighters try to keep the doctors away on good.
And credit to Alvarez, because that's a warrior spirit.
It's a warrior spirit.
Discredit to his corner. Discredit to the doctor.
Discredit to his corner. Discredit to his corner. Yes, I think we're on the same page there. The ref, the fighter, hey, everybody's doing their job there. Now, round 2 only lasted 1 minute and 57 seconds in, man. It's because the damage was already done. Like I said, this fight probably shouldn't have gone. This second round probably shouldn't even have taken place. The fact
that's what I'm saying. The doctor could have stopped it after 1.
Yeah.
Or his corner.
We're essentially talking 2 minutes of after the fight should have already been stopped.
At any point, if he gets put on his back, the blood goes into his eyes, and then he can't see, and he can't actively defend. And Felder acknowledged that in the second round. And what ends up happening is he's literally painting the canvas with his face.
No, it was super gnarly. Tsarukyan gets a TKO. I mean, just the dominant. I mean, there wasn't a position of that fight that he lost. I mean, he just absolutely, like, when you say you destroy somebody,
he deserves top 10 easy.
I mean, I agree. If you look at the top 10, I got my pick, but I already know if you look at the lightweight rankings, there's only one name that works. If you're not doing a pipe dream, if you're being realistic, there's only one name that works in the top 10, and I'm gonna let you arrive to the same conclusion I arrived at.
Gregor Gillespie.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Like McGregor's 9. You know what I'm saying? Like the lightweight, the name.
Michael Chandler's 5. RDA's 6. Already in contract, obviously.
These
Hooker's
are all
8.
co-main main event guys, and Hooker's out of the division. I count him as a featherweight now.
And McGregor Gillespie are ranked at 9 each. They're tied 9, so there's no 10. And then Fazeev is 11. Gamrot's 12. Tsarukyan's 13.
You could argue winner.
You could argue Gamrot Tsarukyan. You could argue Gamrot Tsarukyan.
Technically 10 because of the tie at 9.
Well, no, Gamrot's 12, but like
I don't think that's enough of a. I think that's doing Tsarukyan salty. Maybe not because he's so young. But I'm saying
I mean, you just being an unranked guy. Just being an unranked guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stud unranked guy.
Now, what do I think? I think Tsarukyan Gillespie is way better, and I think Gamrot versus someone like, I don't even know, like honestly, a Tony Ferguson Gamrot's a super fun fight. Because they're both so funky.
I just don't know if they'll do it. I think Tony Ferguson wants some big fights. I think he wants to be viewed the same way guys like Nate Diaz are viewed, and Poirier, and guys that can have, like, quote-unquote fun fights, you know?
But I think 155 is just like a log-jammed division by names. It's being held captive, honestly.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like, it's like the pirate ship of all the weight classes. Like, it's just out on its own.
The only people not to blame are the champ, Charles Oliveira. He's as active as any champ.
Poirier is as active as he can be.
Poirier's active.
Gaethje's damn active.
Burns has been no. Burns is a welterweight.
Dariush
inactive.
And Chandler.
No, Chandler's been pretty goddamn.
Or I'm sorry. Chandler's active. I meant to say. Makhachev.
McGregor, obviously. Makhachev. Yeah.
But, like, RDA hasn't done anything. Ferguson hasn't done anything. Dariush, I can't remember the last time he beat someone that was a big deal. Hooker's really active, but he's near the back. I haven't seen Gillespie fight in forever.
He said he's going to 45.
But what? Yeah, true. Exactly. Great point. But what's super, super salty is the back end. When I say these names, Gregor Gillespie, well, not him because he's been super inactive, but Fazeev, Gamrot Tsarukyan, Brad Riddell, and Diego Pereira. Like, those guys are all super active and super talented and deserve those shots, but they're all being log jammed at the back 15.
They are so log jammed, and, like, it sucks because, like, this happened at heavyweight, right? Derek Lewis has lowered the ladder down for a couple of guys. You know what I mean? Like, there's like a clubhouse, and if somebody doesn't choose, Tony Ferguson lowered the ladder for Dariush.
It's a name cachet kind of a thing, yeah.
And right, Charles Oliveira, both of them.
Right, it's like you have to beat one of them to get in.
You have to, yeah. So you have to beat, but who in the club is gonna, put their main event status on the line?
Right.
Chandler already has that. I don't hate that because Chandler.
Gaethje has as well.
Gaethje has as well, but Gaethje's got this title shot next, and he's.
Gaethje and Chandler both did it against each other, and the winner essentially was the one that got the reward of the title. Like, they both put it on the line for it.
I'm saying if I'm handing out blame for clogging the lightweight division, I can't hand Chandler much of it. You know what I'm saying? Chandler's.
I mean, a lot of it has to do with RDA, McGregor, and I mean, you could argue Makhachev with the way he's. I think. And Gaethje way before. Oh yeah, Gaethje clogged him way hard before the Chandler fight. Super hard, yeah. But I also think that Makhachev has kind of held it hostage as well. We'll get into that in the main event.
Legend has it. Nobody will fight the guy. The guy can't get a fight.
We'll get there in the main event.
But Tsarukyan's stud. Also, speaking of Makhachev, Tsarukyan's won 5 in a row now, and his last loss was to Islam Makhachev. And hey, call me a casual.
Yeah.
I didn't remember it was a fight of the night. I didn't know it was a fight of the night.
Yeah.
5 rounds went the distance. Was it a split decision? I think, or
I believe it was split. Yeah.
I think it was. So, hey. Tsarukyan, I mean, not many people are putting out better resumes right now in the lightweight division than Tsarukyan. But it just sucks because unless you can get on there with a Ferguson, unless you can get on there with an RDA, which RDA is, lined up with physique, so that's cool. But I mean, even still, that's still kind of outside that top level, Yeah, so it's interesting. It's a log jam in the lightweight.
Well,
it's super talented.
It's terrible too because McGregor has the opportunity to maybe get a title shot being number 9. You know what I mean? Like he only is going to fight fights that are major name cachet. So you can't pass him by being a small name. He's one of the biggest log jams in the entire world.
And then Poirier's taking up his next couple fights at welterweight. So does he even still count? You know what I mean?
And Hooker's going down. Like 155 is one of the weirdest divisions on earth.
Yeah, it's super weird. I mean, it's fun, but it's frustrating. And it's talented. Give us a subscription, share some videos, like some videos, leave some comments. I appreciate you, bro. Everybody have a good night.